The Police Minister Bheki Cele has been in KZN. He's also been in Mpumalanga. He's obviously been monitoring the situation on the ground following the SAPS having identified several hotspots in the area. We understand that the minister is briefing journalists in KZN. Our reporter Mlondi Khadebe is also on the ground there. We'll be taking you there live as he is expected to be briefing journalists and the media. In fact, let's see if we can go there now.
Seems that is working. The only thing that the police are doing now are talking to the manager to identify the station. The one that we started with is well identified and everything is there. You can see that is a station. I'm told this is a station, should be identified and all that. The Provincial Commissioner is deploying the police much early here tomorrow so that we see that all stations are getting opened on time. They here continued that they went house to house. There are people that have voted house to house, unlike where we came from. Though there will be people that would have registered for special votes could not, but fortunately, even if you registered for special vote, you are allowed to vote on the open day. We hope those people will find their time and opportunity to vote. We are also emphasizing the point to say police will have to take care of those that they want to vote. People that don't want to vote, they have a right to do so. Though the preference is that they all vote, they have a right to do so. But the right they don't have is to interfere with the right of those people that want to vote. Hence, there will be those roving units and the units after looking after the stations per se. We believe that the situation will be manageable.
Is this error added to one of your areas that you will be keeping a close watch on from tomorrow?
Indeed, for the fact that it has been promoted to be high risk, 8 of them, they are adding, we gave 119 this morning, that will be plus 8 and plus 1 at Umzindo, that Mistake Farm, so which means it will be 119 plus 9. But as he said in the morning, that this is a running target. This station, you might find that tomorrow morning we have extra that would be given. So, but fortunately we have enough resources, especially when it comes to personnel. We have enough resources to put up our levels on the stations once they are identified as a high risk.
So that will be a total of 128 high-risk police stations.
yala emkhambathini kwanyavu kuneyiteshi engazama ukuvula ukuthi ikwazi ukuvotisa ngokukhethelekile. Angabe mhlambe nazo seyizothola usizo lwamaphoyisa oluthe thuthu nalowo bekade kuhleliwe ngaphambilini?
Well, amaphoyisa no IEC basebenzisana kahle kakhulu la. Kuyasijabulisa indlela abasebenzisana ngayo. Lezi teshi zala ezo-8 la emkhambathini bengezona iteshi ebezibhekwe ngamehlo okhozi ngenxa yokuthi bezingazona iteshi eshisa kakhulu. Ziyashisa manje, amazinga okukhushulwa nokubhekwa kwazo akhuphukile. Zonke zizoba namaphoyisa awu-6 ngasinye, kodwa kune number yamaphoyisa ezoloku ihamba izungeza ithinta lapha ewonke cishe abo 147 amaphoyisa azobe sebenza la. U-IEC ngenxa yokuthi abasebenzi bawo abaphuma kule ndawo bayisaba ukuthi emva kokuthi sekuvotiwe kungenzeka noma yini imindeni yabo nabo bavumelene namaphoyisa ukuthi bazolanda abanye abasuka kwezinye indawo bazosebenza la, abasuka la babahambise kwezinye indawo. Lokho kuzosiza ukuthi bangabi nokuxabana nomphakathi emva kokuthi sekwenzekile. Amaphoyisa ke akhona azobabheka akuluse kahle konke lokho kwenzekayo. Siyacela manje amaphoyisa akhuluma nemanager ukuthi zonke indawo zikwazi ukuthi zicace ukuthi ziyindawo zokuvota. Siphuma kuyona lapha ngaphesheya ikahle kakhulu iyacaca, le ayicacile. Kade kuvaliwe ke emasangweni, bekuvaliwe emasangweni la, kubhaliwe futhi ukuthi kungasuki kungavoti umuntu kususiweke lokho zavulwa befake nokhiye babo okhiye babo ke basusiwe bavuliwe kwasalokhiye bakhona njengoba niwabonaka amagate evuliwe so sicabanga ukuthi ngibambisana kwamaphoyisa no-IEC konke kuzohamba kahle umphathi wamaphoyisa u-provincial commissioner uzozama ukuthi awavuse ekuseni iy'teshi zivulwe ngesikhathi abantu benza into abafuna ukuyenza samaphoyisa asingene ekutheni abantu bavote ngenkani abafuna ukuvota kufanele banelungelo lokuthi bavote kufanele bavikele amaphoyisa abavote lapho abangafuni ukuvota bangaphazamisi abafuna ukuvota ngoba nabo ngeke baphoqwe ukuthi hambani novota uma bengafuni kuyilungelo ukuvota siyakukhuthaza kodwa uma uthathe lokungavoti ilungelo ayikho into esingayenza samaphoyisa.
Minister, what can be your way to encourage South Africans to exercise their rights, to vote tomorrow, and also, as you've said, that police will be able to ensure their safety, those who want to vote?
Well, I think we have tried our maximum best as the police. We have 2 provinces really now that are even out of those 4, as we have said, that Western Cape, KZN, Gauteng and Eastern Cape. KZN seems to be taking the bunch of flowers, if it is so, of dealing with this problem. Now as we're sitting, we had 119 in the morning, we're 128 as we speak. I was speaking to Gauteng now, at least there are 23 hotspots in Gauteng. Though themselves, they are fluctuating. We are calling on South Africans that the members of the South African Police Service working together with the IEC, supporting the IEC so that South Africans can practice and exercise the right that many South Africans, they work so hard, others they died for. So it's a right that you can't just surrender because there are many political parties to vote for. The call we are making is that you go and vote. The president has made that call. We are emphasizing that point made by the president to say it's no use to kick out the right and the privilege that was so much fought for by the people of South Africa, especially those that they lost their lives, especially those that they did not see this era. Please don't undermine and don't throw those people away. The call, you go. Almost in all 23,000 plus stations, South African Police Service will be there to protect the voters. Siyabagqugquzela abavoti ukuthi bahambe bayovota. Amaphoyisa azabe konke ukuthi enze ukuphepha kube khona. Ikakhulu kulawo ama-province amane noma kunamabili manje ama-province ekubonakala ngathi adla ubhedu kulokuhlupha ile yakithi eyaKwaZulu Natal njengoba simila iy'teshi bezo 119 ezivuthayo ekuseni zo 128 manje kodwa ngenhlanhla enkulu sikulungiselele lokho bazokwazi ukuthi bazilandele lezo station zivikeleke neGauteng ino 23 wayo nayo sicabanga ukuthi abakhona basebenza kahle ezinye ke zehlela ngezansi amanye ama-province samaphoyisa okwethu akona ukuyophoqa abantu ukuthi bavote. Abantu banamalungelo amabili noma sibakhuthaza ukuthi basebenzise lokuqala lokuvota nelesibili lokungavoti kuseyilungelo labo kodwa bangelona ilungelo labo ukuthi bavimbe abafuna ukuyovota. Izinto ke lezi soyiqaphela kakhulu ingakho soba khona emgwaqweni sibe khona iy'teshi siqikelele ukuthi abafuna ukuvota bayalithatha lelo thuba. Ilungelo elikahle elalwelwa abantu abaningi balahlekelwa impilo zabo abahambe bayokwenza noma ngamele umemezile ukuthi abantu abahambe bayovotela abantu abakhethwa yibona ngoba lalwelwa lelungelo. Sonke siyakusapota lokho kungabe khona ukuhixihixi kungabe khona ukuzilisana amaphoyisa azobe khona ukuqikelela ukuthi abantu bayavota ngokuphephile.
Minister, will you say that the chaos that happened over the weekend is the barometer for what SAPS will expect tomorrow?
In the
Let's also be specific. What chaos are you referring to?
the closing of voting stations with padlocks that does not belong to IEC or the owners of the building, to the burning of tires, the blockade of roads to the voting stations?
Maybe that helped us, that it happened in these first 2 days. For instance, all the polling stations here are open now. They were padlocked by the padlocks that are not for the schools and all that. That's one. Two, it has helped us to push up the level of polling station from medium to high. So I think happening the way it happened, it helped all of us to be aware and work accordingly. And remember, though people they've registered to vote, a special vote, they still have an opportunity to go. Just imagine if this thing didn't happen and then it happened on the main day. So it has helped us. Maybe another thing is that where we come from, Umzinto, we ended up having a big, I nearly said family meeting, a big community meeting where we made the point, similar to this, to say those that don't want to vote, they should not interfere. We encourage them to go to vote, but they should not interfere. Fortunately, we saw some leaders of the community. Besides, we met in Duna there, Umboto, we met in Duna in Tsizwa, Ungobo, but we met a young man there, Ucheza, and we spoke with them all, and seems to be okay with those that they want to go and vote. I think this episode of yesterday and today has made us to prepare better for tomorrow.
Is the minister going to be meeting with the local leadership in this area in relation to encourage their people to vote tomorrow? First. Secondly, is there any case opened against those who padlocked the voting stations?
Well, I don't know if there are any cases opened at that. The IEC will have to take that on board. But the leadership here, I don't think they wanted to meet the Premier because it's not necessarily the election matters or crime matters. It's an issue of the traditional leadership, of which they wanted to meet Premier. I hope after this will be met. Ours is to support and to protect those that they want to vote. But discussions and the resolutions of the matter will continue after this, led by the Premier and the MEC of Kokta, if necessary.
I know colleagues that
Anguzwa ubangane panoti.
Maybe that I was talking about so this. No, there were two about question.
The investigations there are continuing. It's a case that for some reason has become very high profile, and the police must be very neat in dealing with it. But my last report is that we're on course of dealing with that case.
One question, Minister Samakwana from UMQ. Can you just give us a brief introduction of what you learned in your visit to Mzinto?
Well, what I learned at Mzinto is generally what is generic in many other wards where people have a problem with the question of the selected or elected or appointed candidates. I'm saying it's generic because though it's bigger portion with the ANC candidates, it does have problem with other candidates. For instance, in Ward 39, in the hostel in Gomashu, we're having a similar problem. I think the candidate is already staying out of the ward. It's an issue that while we deal with it in stopping the crime, in protecting the lives, in arresting the people that commit crimes, political parties will have to really work hard to solve those things. I'm sure it's a good experience for them to say, work much better, start from now to prepare for the next election so that we don't have this. Unfortunately, people that end up running around on these matters are the police. We're supposed to be chasing criminals and dealing with those things, and then we have to come. Things that should have been resolved by the political parties.
Thank you so much, Minister. Thank you, General. Thank you, MEC. Colleagues, I will communicate with you as to Minister where will he be casting his vote tomorrow.
Well, there you have it, a Minister of Police there.